Greetings and welcome to my channel. I am Brandy of Higher Vibes Healing, and this pick a card reading is what does your higher self want to say to your lower self? Okay, so this is messages that you may need to hear from your higher self. Okay, so I am sending high vibrations, high frequencies, and high thoughts to those tuning into this reading. I call on only divine beings of love and light for clear and truthful messages of encouragement and upliftment. All praises are due only to the Most High God, who I call Allah. So, pile number one, we have I see clearly. Pile number two, I am open and receptive to new avenues of income. Pile number three, I let go of all expectations. And pile number four, divine wisdom guides me. Okay, so take a look at these cards here, and whichever one you are drawn to or called to, if you are attracted to, that is your pile. Definitely feel free to choose more than one pile. And remember that the timestamps will be below in the description. Okay, so I'll see you over at your pile. Hello there, pile number one. So you chose I see clearly. She over here floating on her leaf. Okay, so I went ahead and chose your lower self messages first. Your lower self cards from the Dark Mirror deck and also the Hoodoo Tarot. And so the first card you got was Blinded to Pain. And then the second card you got was Hiding Your True Self. And then from the tarot, you got Father of Sticks. So first, it is very ironic that these two are both, I feel like they're cohesive because they're number 13 and then number 14. So again, I do this genuinely. I don't go through picking cards out. Like I actually, shuffle the cards and let them pop out. So, and then also how you chose I see clearly, yet you see her with the blindfold on. So on the high, yeah, your higher self is like, yeah, you do see clearly. But on the low, you are blinded to pain, to where it's like, I feel like that means that you kind of don't care. Pain has just been a part of your life and you're accustomed to it. It's like no big deal. Like you feel like it's no big deal. Pain is going to come and you've adapted to pain just being a part of life, to where you're kind of at a place where you may not even know what not feeling pain feels like, And I think a lot of people who've experienced like a lot of like death around them, or people just leaving kind of like out the blue, that's very painful. I think that's like the most painful besides like physical pain that a person can feel. So I think that this pain may have caused you to hide yourself. And maybe you are like, if pain is going to surround me everywhere, what's the point in me doing anything? Like, what's the point in me going out, being myself, showing myself to the world when something bad is bound to happen? Okay. So on the low, from your lower self, I think your lower self has you in a place of just being accustomed to pain, not like showing who you are, like showing the world who you are. And it may leave you in a place of, sorry, that was unfocused so long, but that may have left you in a place of just feeling really alone, or just feeling like just resonating on, I don't want to say resonating on a lower vibration, but you just not blossoming into your potential, your full potential, or you not taking the journey or those leaps of faith that you may need to take to really blossom into whom you are here to be. Okay, so the Father of Sticks, I'm actually going to read that to you here real quickly. Let's see, Father of Sticks. So the Father of Sticks is generally a beneficent card. On the positive side, he is visionary, adventurous, goal-oriented, wise, and trustworthy with a can-do attitude and natural-born leadership. Okay? On the negative side, he is cowardly, incompetent, immature, impotent, and reckless. Okay, so 2 big words popped out to me here. It was being a visionary and a can-do attitude, a natural-born leadership. So visionary and leadership is kind of like the opposite of hiding yourself and being blinded, right? If you're a visionary, you're not going to be blinded. You're going to see clearly, right? If you're a natural born leader, you're not going to be hiding yourself. Okay? So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to figure out how to speed this process up on the video editor, because I don't want y'all here wasting all this time. But I am going to choose a card from the Sacred Travelers deck for pile number 1, please. Where does your higher self want you to go? What path does your higher self want you to take? Okay. Wow. Begin now. I actually didn't even need to fast forward that part. It happened pretty fast. Okay. I've never gotten this card. I've never seen this card before. Begin now. Take your first step. I love that. Yes. Begin now. Take your first step. Obviously, it means what it means. Take your first step in not being blinded to pain, not accepting pain so easily, in your life, not accepting the pain. Take your first step into not hiding your true self. Okay? Begin now. And honestly, when you begin something now, oh my gosh, why is it not focusing? I'm sorry. When you begin something now, that means you're starting in your headspace. It starts with your thinking. Okay? So begin to reverse those negative thoughts. Okay? But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read what it says in the book. So begin now. Take your first step. Every journey starts with the first step. Okay? There is no moment better than the present one to begin. You might not feel ready, but nevertheless, it's now time to start. A new cycle is beginning. Wipe the slate clean and get going. Release familiar routines, stagnant situations, or challenging relationships that no longer support you or empower you. Exactly. So blinded to pain. That may be those challenging relationships that leave you in pain. Okay? Release familiar routines. You hiding yourself. That's something familiar. You're familiar with just being by yourself, or just, doing your same 1-2, not showing the world yourself, or not being creative, or not going out and doing what your soul calling is, what you truly want to do, the things that you love to do when you were younger, when society didn't force down all these ideas onto you, So you are at the end of an old cycle and beginning a new and exciting one. Set your sails for a new horizon. Okay, so there are times when the traveler needs to separate from family, friends, and acquaintances to enter new places within himself or herself. Sometimes the traveler must go beyond what is familiar in order to open to transformation and change. Thus, the journey brings a heightened sense of awareness and ignites mindfulness. Sometimes it can feel difficult to take that first step, but unless you do, you'll never know the joy and fulfillment that await you. Okay, so a journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step. Okay, so um boom. I think that's very clear. I understand what you're going through, pile number one. And like it's saying, just begin. And not, like I was saying before, it starts with the thinking. If you think you can do these things, then if you think that you are able to achieve what you want to achieve, then it can definitely be done. But you have to believe in yourself and believe in the Most High. Believe that you can take the first step to getting out of these dark places here. Okay, so from here, I want to choose some shamanic healing messages. What's the time? Okay, 10 minutes. That's fine. What healing messages does pile number one need to hear? What healing messages, Divine Spirit, does pile number one need to hear? Oh no. I hope y'all couldn't see me. I don't think y'all could. All right, so pile number one, what healing messages does pile number one need to hear right now? Okay. Inner journey. Oh my goodness. Yes. Taking that inner journey. So instead of hiding yourself, because it's a difference between hiding yourself and taking an inner journey. Because you could be hiding your true self from your own self. Okay. Just because you're alone or you're kind of staying confined within yourself doesn't mean you're being true to yourself. And it doesn't mean you're taking an inner journey. Really understanding why you're blinded to pain. Really understanding how you got into this place. Really understanding what healing that you need to do. I think that is a part of beginning now. You know, your first steps, taking the inner journey. I feel like some of y'all want to hear what the book says. So I'm sorry if you don't want to hear what the book says. But I think some people do. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. I think inner journey is pretty, to the point. But let's see. Not all who wander are lost. At times we are so consumed with our own personal journey that we project our journey onto another. Every soul arrives on this planet with lessons to learn and a life to live. For as many souls that are out there, there are that many different journeys. Do not judge another's journey. Always respect where another person is on their path. Meet everyone you come in contact with where they are on their path. Do not insist they come to where you are. By doing this, you will not only expose those around you to your own healing vibration, but you will offer them acceptance without judgment. This is a great gift to both give and receive. Okay, so inner journey, I do think that it's time for you to, like it says, be your true self. Go within yourself, figure out why, you have been kind of hiding yourself. Figure out why you don't believe that you can be who you truly are. Is it because of family and friends? They won't accept you? I think if they're truly your family and they're truly your friends, they will. They'll have no choice because it's who you are. Okay? So don't worry about them. I want to do one more healing messages for you. Pile number 1. What healing messages do you have for pile number 1, please? What healing messages do you have for pile number 1, please, Divine Spirit? I think this wants to come. Omen. I'm not sure what they mean by omen. Let's figure it out. Omen. 31. So, hawks are messengers. Hawks are messengers. This majestic bird flies high and reaches the realms of the spirit. They bring back messages from both the seen and unseen, right? I see clearly. I am not blindfolded. Drawing this card speaks of focus and intuition, inner journey, right? Pay attention to the coincidences in your life right now. Focus on where you want to go. How high do you want to fly? Yes. How high do you want to fly? That means you're going to not be hiding your true self. Okay? When you see a hawk, someone is trying to get your attention. Pay attention to serendipity in your life. Be glad, for this is a reminder that you are living in the flow of energy. Things will soon shift for you, which I do think. I do think that things are going to be shifting for you here soon. That's why you got this begin now, take your first step. Okay? That's why you got him, Father of Sticks, being a leader. Okay? So, like, as far as your higher self, I feel like your higher self is giving you all the confidence that you need to step out of this like shadow period you may be going through, or this period of doubt, self-doubt, and to really take your first step in whatever direction. Don't get caught up on, am I making a mistake? Is this a mistake? Is the first step that I take going to lead me in the wrong direction? Whatever step you take, you are going to learn from. So if you do feel like you end up feeling like that was the wrong way to go, you're still going to learn from that. And you're going to know that, okay, I know in the future not to take that path again. Or, in the future, I know that those things over there are to the left. So in the future, if I need those things over there, I know to go that way, if that makes sense. So don't get caught up on, am I making a mistake? Am I wasting time doing this? Ultimately, you will learn what you need to learn. Okay, so the last cards I'm going to pull is the Rummy Oracle as a message from your higher self. What guidance and what angel messages, please, do you have for pile number 1? Okay, so let love transform. I do think you need to, start incorporating self-love activities. Self-love activities. I really like this card too. I don't know what really is going on, but it's a lot of color, and I like a lot of color. And also it's number 14, what you got with hiding your true self. So I really think that's a direct answer to hiding your true self. You need to let love transform. I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to read. Now, these messages can get a little lengthy, so I'm going to try to cut it a little bit and get to the thick of it. Let's see. Let love transform. Okay, pile number one. The spring of love arrives to transform the dust into a garden. The call is heard from the heavens to bid the wings of soul to fly. The sea becomes filled with pearls. The dry land receives the water of life. The stone becomes a ruby, and the body becomes also roomy. Love is my medicine, intelligent medicine. It takes death and makes it a passageway into greater life. What genius is this? A genius that will render anything and everything as a pathway to life. I have found a bench upon which we may be seated. Nay, not a bench, a love seat. It is carved of precious ruby. It sits under the gentle shade of an ancient tree that thrives in love's garden. Come sit with me, beloved, as we let the whispers of the great beloved penetrate our hollow ears, carried upon the sweet afternoon breeze. As the sun begins to set, the colors become vibrant. Even if we are deaf to the beloved's tender whispers, we shall not be blind. Oh my goodness, we shall not be blind, right? You got the blinded to pain. No, we shall not be blind, is what your higher self is telling you. We shall be captured by the vivid display of the beloved's artistry and be transported into peace. So this oracle comes to you as a living spiritual gift. Whether you realize it or not, you have triumphed, okay? You have blossomed, succeeded, cast aside that which was unworthy, and taken up love's way. How much delight there is from all those that walk this way of love, of life, to find another precious companion in their midst. You are welcomed into this world where love finds a way. There is nothing impossible for love. It is not bound by the mind, and because of this, all manner of miracles, grace works through it in endless creative variety. The great beloved is a show off, creating with such genius as to be breathtaking. Were we able to remain always in the heart, we would be constantly breathless, in a fit of appreciation and awe so great, truly, there will not be even a slither of emptiness through which fear could enter. Okay, so detach yourself from expectations of timing. This harvest will be at the best time when the ripeness is just right, so utterly juicy and sweet you shall know with certainty that this was the best way. Not a moment sooner would have been perfect, nor a moment later. Absolute trust is the best way to adhere to the law of love. This gives you rather some energy to spare, perhaps that might have otherwise been engaged in perpetuating worry or doubt. Well, I am happy to see that you are twiddling your divine thumbs and wondering if you are not going to worry. If you are just going to surrender and trust, then what exactly will you do with yourself? Well, of course, you can just live your life, but perhaps you may want to dance barefoot and wild with me upon the cool sand at midnight under the fullness of the harvest moon. Okay, so I think that was a lovely message for you to hear. Like, that was definitely a message of love and caring and a nurturing type of message. That's, I think that there's just so much similarity between these two cards. Do you see? So, let love transform. Do things that you love to do. Be around people who you genuinely feel love for. Don't doubt yourself so much. Speak how you feel, you know? Speak what you think, even if you have to just journal, if you just have to write things down as to how you truly feel about things. It's a way of releasing, and you won't be hiding yourself in that way. So the last thing I'm going to do is, since you chose this I see clearly, I'm going to read what this message says. It says, I willingly forgive. I breathe love into my vision, and I see with compassion and understanding. My clear insight is reflected in my outer sight. Okay, pile number 1, that was your reading. I hope that this helped even just a little bit. If so, please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I really appreciate it. And also leave a comment to let me know how this resonated with you, what's going on in your life. Give me some feedback or suggestions on future readings. I'm definitely open to. And hopefully I see you in my next video. Peace and love. Hi, pile number 2. So you chose, I am open and receptive to new avenues of income. Yes. So I went ahead and I chose, I shuffled the deck, and I asked, how is your lower self operating right now? And from the Dark Mirror Oracle deck, you got addicted, and then you got artificial heart. So this is amazing because I feel like these two cards go with each other, because we have addicted being number 11 and artificial heart being number 12. And it's crazy because pile number 1 got 13 and 14. So that's wild to me. But anyway, so I also chose from the Hoodoo Tarot, which you got Mother of Knives. Okay. So from your lower self, I feel like your lower self is operating at a place of just not being happy, and considering you chose this pile concerning income, it may be because you are experiencing financial loss, or your finances are not as in order as you want them to be. And so because of this, you are not feeling happy. And you kind of don't really feel love for anybody right now. Like artificial heart, I feel like it's saying that you are not genuinely happy. And you may have like an addiction to money, or having a certain type of lifestyle. You don't understand what this place of without is. You don't like it here, which most of us don't. But what we do have to learn is how to be happy when we're experiencing a drought. How do we actually genuinely feel happiness? How do we genuinely still love other people or genuinely feel happy for other people when we are not at the level in which we see for ourselves? Okay? So, now you may also be dealing with other type of addictions too, which is causing you to have a block in your finances. Okay? And so because you're feeling you have that addiction is cutting you off from genuinely feeling from your heart space. Okay? Whatever you're addicted to is holding you back. Like he has chains all on him. It's kind of holding you back, and he has spikes all on his back. It's just keeping those who genuinely love you at bay, like at a certain distance, that they really can't touch you or hug you, embrace you, actually have you feel love, okay? So whatever that addiction is, I think is causing you to have a artificial heart, and it's actually probably causing you to be cold-hearted with this Mother of Knives. So I'm gonna read Mother of Knives so you understand what it's saying. Let's see here. So the Mother of Knives is the archetype of the warrior queen. On the positive side, she is perceptive, analytical, forthright, witty, independent, resilient, highly intelligent, deep, and sets clear boundaries. All right. So on the negative side, she is a perfectionist, cold-hearted, aggressive, and a bitch. Okay. So since these are lower self type of messages, I do feel like on the negative side, that may be how your lower self is feeling right now. Cold-hearted, artificial heart, to me, kind of goes hand in hand. So that's the lower self. So what we're going to do now is see where your higher self wants you to be. You know, what does your higher self, what path does your higher self want you to take? And if this takes too long, I'm going to definitely speed up this part of the video. Okay, so what path does Pile 2's higher self want them to take? Okay, it came right out like the pile number 1. Okay, so staying focused, hold the course. Okay, so I want to read exactly what that's saying. Staying focused, hold the course. So, be clear about where you are going. Do not compromise. Follow your dreams. You deserve the best. Prioritize your life. Once you decide on a direction, hold the course. Do not veer. Do what's important and release the rest. Place your intent and passion on one thing rather than scattering in many directions, and you will be successful. So I think this is definitely in tune with the card that you chose, that I am open and receptive to new avenues of income. I think you are to be focusing on how it is that you want to get this money. If you chose this pile because, of income reasons, economical reasons, you are to prioritize your life. You deserve the best, okay? You want to be successful, and you will be successful if you stay focused. So having addictions is not staying focused, right? I think you want to focus on not being addicted. Focus on healing. Focus on your healing process. Focus on where you are trying to go in life. What is it that you want to do? What is it that you need to figure out about what it is that you want to do? Is it a course that you need to take? Do you need to have a mentor of some sort? Sometimes you have to put yourself out there. Sometimes you have to connect with people. Hey, I want to learn what you know. What do I need to do for you? I'll work for you. I'll do errands for you if you let me in on your knowledge. Sometimes you gotta make things happen. Sometimes it's just not going to be there for you laid out. Okay, so on the path, it's easy for the traveler to be distracted by people, events, and even shiny objects like addictions. Do not take any side roads. Stay the course. Keep going no matter what emerges in your path and distracts you. It's easy to get lost and forget where you're heading. Recommit yourself to your destination. What you focus on is what you create. So put your attention on what is worthwhile, beautiful, and inspiring. Refrain from focusing on what's not working. Only focus on the direction you want to go. Yes. So I do think these distractions that it's talking about are these addictions. Are the addictions. So it's saying stay focused. Whatever the addiction may even be like things like social media, right? When we're focused on things like social media and what other people are doing and where other people are going, we are not focused on our own lives. And I think that's a major message that people of this generation needs to know, especially the younger people. Like, you cannot compare your life. That is not a genuine life, honestly. People comparing your life to those people on social media, okay, and then trying to match their life, that's you having an artificial heart, because you're not being true to who you are. You're not being true to yourself. You're trying to be somebody else for real. So that should not be the course that you take. The course that you take should be the course of your own path and your own destiny, your own journey. Okay? Not having an artificial heart, but being true to yourself. Okay? So, I'm going to get some healing messages for you. Here they are. Let's see. Pile number 2. What healing messages do you have for pile number 2, please? Okay. Oh, my goodness. This is something. Maybe y'all should look at pile number 1. It might be some messages in there for you, too. But pile number 1 also got inner journey. Okay, so that's one message for you. I think inner journey is telling you to really be yourself. Okay, and it actually, you know what? I'm about to read it. You know why? Because it talks about focusing on other people's journey instead of your own. So, boom. It's my second time I'm reading it. In this reading, that's wild. Okay, not all who wander are lost. At times, we are so consumed with our own personal journey that we project our journey onto another. Every soul arrives on this planet with lessons to learn and a life to live. For as many souls that are out there, there are that many different journeys, okay? Do not judge another's journey. Always respect where another person is on their path. Meet everyone you come in contact with where they are on their path. Do not insist they come to where you are. By doing this, you will not only expose those around you to your own healing vibration, but you will offer them acceptance without judgment. This is a great gift to both give and receive. Okay? So, not striving to be like other people, and also not wanting everybody else to be like you as well. Understanding where people are in their lives and letting that be that. You can always be of assistance to other people. You can always spread your light to other people, genuinely. But when you are wanting other people to do as you say because it was you who said it, that's you having an artificial heart. You know, you're not understanding where they are on their course. Okay? So I'm going to get one more healing message for pile number 2, please. One more healing message for pile number 2. Thank you. It's all good. I love how these colors like go together too. That's dope. Okay, so it's all good. I love that. I never got this card before. I never seen it before. So I'm gonna read that one too. I mean, but it's all good means you know, it's all good. I think from your higher self does want you to know that look at your higher self messages. Inner journey, staying focused, hold the course. It's all good. Okay? So I do think that this is kind of like a path. Like Go within, settle yourself with these addictions. You know, have self-love, have love for others. Don't compare yourself to, other people. Hold the course in your life. Focus on yourself and what you want to do, what you need to get done. Make those connections that you need to make to get that income that you're trying to get, okay? And then it'll be all good. So let's read 18. So every experience you have in your lifetime has the potential to be a teaching tool. By remembering and embracing this idea, the situations you encounter become less fraught with unneeded emotion and drama. By not attaching labels or expectations to people and situations, you allow the pure divine energy to flow unimpeded. Okay, so that literally sums up this artificial heart. By not attaching labels or expectations to people and situations, you allow the pure divine energy to flow. Okay, so while you may have little control over what happens to you at times, you always have control over how you react. Do you react on an impulse? Strike out at others when you feel hurt? Do you crawl into your safe place when the world seems mean and hurtful? Face the challenges. Face this challenge in your life head on. Be thankful for the opportunity to experience whatever it is that is happening. Set yourself a goal of learning from every situation in your life. Find that silver lining. It's there. Love it. Yeah, I think these addictions, whatever it is that you are addicted to, doesn't have to be major. It doesn't have to be like you're addicted to drugs. It may be, definitely, and I think your path, if it's something that you are like really addicted to, that you actually need to get help with, like rehab, therapy, I think that is the course that you should be taking to get yourself out of this cold hearted space. So that if it does have to do with income, then yeah, your income will be coming in. Like your income could come in while you're having this addiction and while you're experience this artificial heart type of thing. But you may not be wise with your money. Okay, you may not do what you would do if you were actually healthy and healed. Okay, so I'm going to get one more card from this Rumi deck for some guidance here. Some angel messages, please, for pile number 2. Those who chose I am open and receptive to new avenues of income. Please. What messages do you have for pile number 1? This wants to come out here. Oh, wow. Look at those colors. Blessings. I've never seen this. Blessing of Al-Hakim. First of all, I just want to point out the purples. Can we just give it up to the purples here coming through in this reading? Like, yes. Purple is just like a color of royalty. Purple is the crown chakra. Okay? Well, violet, but purple, violet, they go hand in hand. So I just love that. Okay, so let us see what Al-Hakim says. And like I was saying in pile number 1, these messages are lengthy. I'm going to try to cut it down, get the bulk of the message here. So you're not here all day. So, Sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment. Cleverness is opinion, bewilderment is vision. The gift of wisdom, the blessing of Al Hakim, gurgles up from your heart. Her blessing is evoked by love, like the laughter of a babe, joyfully responding to the playful tickle of the mother's hand. Wisdom can make divine sense of anything, especially of that where logic is blinded. How I revere the blessing of Al Hakim, of wisdom, for she is precious and welcome to me now and always, the dear friend who brings me such peace. A blessing of divine wisdom of Al Hakim is being ministered to your soul, watched over by Rumi himself. This is soul medicine. It is a spiritual gift of healing, prophecy, insight, and the capacity to surrender any impatient claim for what you cannot yet have. As you receive this gift, this blessing, which happens at a soul level, your attitude to life becomes more curious, open, still, and receptive. You no longer have to drive the unfoldment of your desires into form. You rest in assurance that your daily application and effort is enough, and so is your surrender. Mental anguish is soothed, and you are able to accept the unfathomable nature of divinity in its expression of itself as life. You become comfortable with the reality that the price of being closer to the divine is the giving up of your need to always understand. So if it is you waiting, I feel like some of you are really waiting on these avenues of income to open up for yourself. Okay, I really like what it said. You become comfortable with the reality that the price of being closer to the divine is giving up of your need to always understand. You may not understand why this is taking so much time to come in, but in the meantime, you can work on your genuine happiness, like we were talking about in the beginning. You can work on you genuinely having a flourishing, beautiful heart, a beautiful, healthy heart. You can use this time to really focus on bettering your life in other ways. It don't all come at a price. Okay, so from this place of increasing stillness, great activity will flow. You shall become capable of being the surrendered vessel to the guiding divine hand, and truly great contributions to the human soul evolving can occur through you. So much will simply emerge, erupt, pulsate, and emanate out of you, and yet you will feel within as tough as though you are doing nothing at all, even while so much is happening through you. Such holy paradox shall become your daily experience. This oracle comes with special guidance for you. If you are uncertain about an issue in your life, be at peace. There is divine healing that can occur most readily in the unknowing. Follow the sacred honoring ritual and know that all is needed well, beloved soul. Perhaps you are journeying very deep indeed, and your allegiance to your intellectual mind is softening in favor of allegiance to your heart knowing. Okay. You may find yourself craving different company with different interests, or finding the world of opinions and debate rather less to your liking, and the worlds of creative expression more nurturing and nourishing to your essence. If this is the case, this oracle comes as confirmation to trust in the changes you feel within in any way and all ways, no matter how significant or dramatic they may seem. Know that they are seedlings of a new way that shall grow from one step into an entirely new and more sacred orientation in your life. Okay, so the fire in your belly is a beautiful aspect of you. Just let it be the breath that whirls around and through the heart that ignites it, not the passing huffing and puffing of the impatient mind. For when the fire is the belly, for when the fire in the belly is fanned by the breath of the heart, you shall have peace and dynamic movement, restful stillness, and soul inspired action all at once. You shall become one with the living holy paradox, and the healing power of your love shall know no bounds. Okay, so that was a beautiful message that I hopefully, I really think that if you listen to it maybe again, it will resonate with you, if it didn't already. So the last thing I'm going to do, since you chose this card, I'm going to go ahead and read what it says. It says, I now receive my good from expected and unexpected sources. I am an unlimited being, accepting from an unlimited source in an unlimited way. I am blessed beyond my fondest dreams. Okay, pile number 2. That was your reading. I hope this helped you even just a little bit. If so, please like this video. This was a beautiful and interesting reading. Thank you for spending this time with me. Go ahead and leave a comment if you have any feedback on this reading, any suggestions for future readings, or if you just like to share what's going on with your life and how this reading resonated with you. Go ahead and do that. And hopefully I see you in my next video. Peace and love. Hi, pile number 3. You chose I let go of all expectations. Okay. So I went ahead and I shuffled the deck, and from the Dark Mirror Oracle, you got Fated to Suffer. So I asked, how is your lower self operating right now? All right. So Fated to Suffer and Anger in Chains. And so as a clarifier, you got the Big Queen from the Hoodoo Tarot. So how your lower self is operating right now, I feel like your lower self wants you to accept things that's going to keep you on a lower vibration. Wants you to accept things that are not good for you. Okay? One of those things being anger. Anger leads you to being stuck, to being restrained. Anger leads you to not experiencing the joys in life. There may be joyful things to experience, but because you're angry, you cannot even fathom what joy feels like or what those things have for you. Don't take this Fated to Suffer like literally. Fated to suffer doesn't mean that that's your fate. No. Your lower self is just probably in this state where it's experiencing doubt. And you may be feeling doubtful. And I think that's why this Big Queen came through, because the Big Queen knows what she knows. She knows what she needs to do. She's equipped to handle whatever. The Empress. She doesn't have any doubts unless it's on the negative side, if she's reversed. Then, yes, she's doubtful. Then she doesn't know anything. She doesn't know how to move, how to operate. But I do think you got the Big Queen because that's what your higher self wants you to know. Like, the higher self wants you to know you have a choice. Okay? If you're doubting yourself, that's a choice. You're choosing to doubt yourself. But you don't have to. You're not fated to suffer. But you do have to let go of this anger. You have to let go of the anger. Something may not be working out in your favor or happening as soon as you want it to, or happening the way that you want it to happen. But that does not mean that you're fated to suffer. However, we do all experience hard times. So, but in those hard times, we don't have to be suffering. Suffering is different from struggling, and I think we all experience a struggle, whether it be financially, whether it be within our relationships, whether it just be with our own self or the world around us. We experience that struggle, but we don't have to suffer through that. On the high, from our higher perspective, we can understand how life works, how everything is not fair, how there's highs and lows in life, and everything is not going to always be so peachy. And so you chose, I let go of all expectations. Don't expect everything to always be so peachy. Sometimes the apple is rotten. Sometimes life hands us rotten apples, okay? And we bite that apple and then we experience that was rotten. And we go through a struggle of healing ourselves. Okay? We go through the struggle of being angry, but having to let that anger go because the anger does not heal. The anger has us in chains. Love heals. Love will break the chains. Okay? So, what I'm going to do now is pull from the Sacred Traveler's deck and ask the Sacred Traveler deck, where does pile number 3's higher self want them to go? What path does pile number 3's... Oh, okay. Exactly. Cleansing waters. Purification activates vibrant life force. Yes. Also, look at the similarities between these two women. They got both have the red hair and like the blush and the red lipstick and all that. And the blue. So that's interesting. So, cleansing waters. Let's read what it says though. Purification, yes, activates vibrant life force. Okay, so to achieve fulfillment, purify yourself and your surroundings. Space clear your environment. Clear out clutter in order to release old beliefs, stagnant energies, and auric grunge that you may have picked up. It's necessary to cleanse and purify yourself and your home. Yes, you got anger. If you're feeling anger, yes, you need to cleanse. If you feel like you're fated to suffer, that's on the spiritual level. On the spiritual and soul level, you need to get in tune with the Most High. Let go of the old, discarded, and unused. Eat lightly, drink fresh water, and simplify your life. Shower or bathe with the intention that all that is not needed is washing away. Like really, take a long shower. Take a long bath. Wash your hair, Just really cleanse yourself. When you purify yourself, you become a clearer channel for light and thus know what direction is best for your life. Also, your sparkling light can then help heal and support many. The traveler periodically takes time from the journey to seek holy waters for purification and renewal. Standing under the mystical cleansing waterfall, the voyager knows her energy field is being cleansed. Past life limitations are washing away and limiting beliefs are dissolving. Sometimes the traveler purifies in a stream or a mountain lake or next to ocean waves, but also by simply standing in the rain or drinking refreshing waters. So like if you're in a hot, like right now it's winter still, but like if you're in a hotter climate, going to the beach, getting those negative ions, going in the water, it's great, as far as like cleansing and healing. So in each moment, there is the knowing that the water is clearing out what is stagnant and replacing it with shimmering, sparkling energy. Find as many ways as possible to use water as a cleansing force in your life, all with the intent of purifying your life so greater energy can emerge. Oh, this is the perfect card. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Divine Spirit, because that was the perfect card to come out, I feel like, for this reading. Especially if you're feeling anger. Like when you're feeling such a strong vibration, the strong frequency of anger, like you're seeing red, like this big red X is here. It's just, you need to take time to really go into nature, go for a walk, drink water, like put good things in your body, so that I firmly believe that when we put low vibrational things in our body, we stay at a low vibrational state. So you may be like eating a whole lot of meat, maybe a whole lot of meat or a whole lot of junk food or whatever. Not saying that meat is bad, but sometimes we need to give our bodies a break from that heaviness that meat comes with, So I'm going to get some healing messages for you. Healing messages, please, for pile number 3. What healing messages do you have for pile number 3, please? Wow. Feminine energy. What is feminine energy? Feminine energy is very loving. It's very nurturing. Okay? It's very purifying. When you think of going, which reminds me, you got the big queen. Like what? Like imagine like when you go over grandma's house, you see grandma, it's like you're happy. If you were having a bad day, you see grandma, all is well, that feminine energy. When you go, sometimes you go to your mom, you speak to your mom, it's a cleansing. She gives you her word of advice. Also, the big queen talks about mother wit, that wisdom of the grandmother, okay? The wisdom of the woman, that the wisdom of the feminine, of the divine feminine, okay? So really, I love this reading, y'all. I really, really do. And I'm really sending my love out to this pile because I do feel like you are in need of some type of motherly energy right now. You need to be around some mothers. Even if you are a mother, like just especially if you are a mother, sometimes being around mothers, other mothers, or just other women, who truly care, older women, elders in the community, or in your family, in your life, just going to them just for some conversation, is healing. So, I'm so happy you got that feminine energy. I do think I'll read what it says. I mean, I feel like feminine energy is, it's feminine energy. It's pretty straight to the point, but let's see. Darkness, the moon, the tides, the quiet gestation before the chaos, the void. These are all aspects of feminine energy: passive, waiting, gestating, and nurturing. It is the opposite of the prior card, so very different, yet the perfect companion. Perhaps you have yet to find your feminine side. The life you are leading right now has given you opportunities to embrace this part of you. But between the two opposing energies, feminine energy is the harder one to embrace. Like when I think of anger, I do think that's more of like a male type of energy, like a masculine type of energy. Not saying that as a bad thing, but just thinking about, when a man gets angry versus a woman getting angry, like a man may be like way more brutal, way more honest, so with feminine energy, I think, of course, women get angry, absolutely, but I just think that it's a very like we all have that balance of male and female energy within us, right? So the masculine side of us, I think, really comes out when we're experiencing anger. Okay, so The life you are leading right now has given you opportunities to embrace this part of you, but between the two opposing energies, feminine energy is the harder one to embrace. It requires trust and lack of fear, trust that all is as it should be, and the absence of the fear of things not getting done. Perhaps in the past you had been hurt when you were embracing your feminine energy, physically or mentally. This was the free will of the person who hurt you. It was not caused by being who you were. Do not let the actions of another dictate who you need to be. Examine your feminine side, become friends with her again. Alternately, this card represents an important woman in the seeker's life. Like I was saying, there's women in your life that you have, connect with them, talk to them, have them hear you out, have them, talk to them about why you're feeling angry. Okay, but this feminine, like, these two cards go so, these three cards are just amazing together. I just really feel like this is an amazing type of journey you're about to embark on. Okay, letting go of the anger. I mean, your higher self is really, I feel like, telling you that you need to really go through a cleansing, purification type of moment, and connecting with your feminine energy as well as, women in your life. And you may be a male as well. If you're a man, absolutely. You already know. A woman's energy is healing. Okay, so, oh, you are kidding me. You are kidding me. I really hope y'all couldn't see me. This is crazy. This is the third time this card has came out, y'all, during this reading. Inner journey. I think I'm going to just put inner journey in the title, period. Because in the title of this video, because it seems like everyone is needing to go on an inner journey. And when you go into an inner journey, you are seeing yourself for who you are, but you're also not comparing yourself to other people. You're not comparing your journey to another person's journey. And you're not judging other people for their life's journey. Okay. Figure out where this anger is rooting. What is the root of this anger? Okay. You chose, I let go of all expectations. So you could be expecting a lot from other people, which this inner journey talks about, not doing that, not judging other people, letting people, live their life, be who they are. But you can always be, like I said in pile number 2, you can always be a light. You can always give your perspective, if a person wants it. You can always be helpful, but you don't have to judge a person or look down on a person for the choices that they've made in their life. Okay. Okay. Wow. So the last card I'm going to pull is from the Rumi deck. For your angel messages, words of guidance. Let's see. Okay, so what guidance do you have, please, Divine Spirit, for pile number 3? Those who chose, I let go of all expectations, please. Pile number 3. This one wants to come out. Okay, so a new gown. Let's see what it says. So like I've been explaining, these messages are rather lengthy. So I'm going to try to make it quick, but I do want it, I do want you to receive these messages. I mean, these are higher self messages. I really love this reading. This is my first time I'm doing it. So, but yeah, I really want you to see, oh, this is real long. I want you to hear what they have to say. Okay. Okay. So, a new gown. I have the perfect gift for you. It is a gown of colors perfectly suited to you and no other. The colors of this gown will make your eyes sparkle and gleam as though they were more beautiful than the most precious of gems. The colors of this new gown will make your skin seem luminous as if lit from within. For of course it is, beautiful angel, your complexion is radiant with the light of life. Your hair will shine with luster, and your entire being will be complemented by this gown as it enhances your beauty in all ways. So hold on no longer to that shabby, tattered cloak so unworthy of you. Cast it off. Let me grace your shoulders now with this royal robe instead, that you may shine beautifully as befits a royal child of divine parentage. Let's see. This oracle comes to you with sacred portent. You are fast approaching a moment of a great leap, an evolutionary shift on your spiritual path. Your sense of yourself and your divine identity is about to be revealed and realized in a way more potent than ever before. This is wonderful. It is a divine happening. You must allow it. Do not confuse humility with humiliation. Do not humble yourself excessively. Do not have to battle. You do not have to battle with false pride either. Simply honor yourself as a living being, worthy of life, worthy of this royal path of divine realization. What a gift it is to cast aside belief in inferiority or superiority, unhelpful as those notions are for you now. As those notions are for you now. Yes. What a gift instead to embrace your own path, irrespective of what any other may think, whether they hold it in glory or derision. This oracle comes with sacred guidance for you. You are stepping into empowerment in a new way, and it is to be honored. Do not allow yourself to be dragged into dramas or power games. You are worth so much more than that. You are tapping into your inner dignity, and others may not know how to respond. Some will respond with love and acknowledgement, others with fear and judgment, calling you too big for your boots or high and mighty. Those are voices of fear, not truth. Be in your dignity and power and keep going. It is the divine that urges you thus, not the ego. Do not doubt the changes happening within you now. Embrace them. Yes. I think, yes, that was beautiful. Yes, this anger is not going to last forever. Go on your cleansing journey, your purification journey, and then you will be wearing this new gown. Period. That's what that is. That's what that says. So the last thing, I'm going to read this card. You chose I let go of all expectations. It says I flow freely and lovingly with life. I love myself. I know that only good awaits me at every turn. Okay, that was a very beautiful message. Pile number 3. I hope that this helped you or resonated with you even just a little bit. If so, please like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you have not. Please also comment below if you have feedback for this reading or suggestions on future readings. I am open to considering. And thank you so much for spending this time with me. Hopefully, I catch you in my next video. Peace and love. Hi, pile number 4. You chose Divine Wisdom Guides Me. Yes, so I went ahead and shuffled the cards and I asked, what is pile 4's lower self current energy? And how is pile 4's lower self currently operating? So the first card you got was Today for Tomorrow. And you got Fragmentation. Okay, so I also chose from the Hoodoo Tarot. And you got Aunt Caroline, which is the Wheel of Fortune. The Nine of Knives. And the Ace of Knives. So kind of like picking this apart a little bit. Your lower self. I feel like your lower self, I feel like you in general, you kind of are losing your sense of self-identity, or you're trying to find it. You're kind of in a place of not knowing who you are. Maybe in a place of unknowingness. And I feel like you're living for tomorrow in a sense. I feel like you're chasing after yourself, which in your eyes maybe you're trying to better yourself, or you're putting off living for when you become a better version of yourself. Or you're trying to overcome something so that your future self can be better or have a better life, which is not a bad thing. So I feel like your lower self has you kind of in this state of kind of confusion, okay? And your lower self is not being guided by divine wisdom. It may be being guided by chasing something greater, okay? Or kind of being greedy, or not being grateful of what you already have. Okay? I think your lower self is like, I'm not satisfied with any of this right now. I'm not satisfied with anything. I want more, 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 more. The more, the better. Okay? We need more of everything. So I feel like that has put you in a place of not being grateful for the present moment. Not really seeing how the things around you and the people around you and your own present self are things to be, happy about, things to be grateful for, things to be thankful for. Say thank you for these things that I have. Thank you for this present moment. Thank you for the people in my life. Thank you for myself. Thank you for my body. You may be at a point, maybe you're trying to like lose weight, or something physically about you want to be better. So you're not actually living your life to the fullest at this very moment, because you're like, well, I'll do that when I look like this, or when I weigh this, or when I have that my spouse, when I'm married, whatever. I think that is what's going on here. And I think that what your higher self wants you to understand is that you can be triumphant over this situation. You will be triumphant over your lower self in this state. And you are enough right now. Like this Aunt Caroline card talks about Aunt Caroline, like she's dressed, she's looking real good, and she's getting a picture taken of her. And the essence of her is just exuding out, and everyone's looking, The essence of her is captured. And what you're wanting in life is fated to you. You know, it's coming to you. The wheel of fortune is coming to you. I feel like there was a lot of doubts in your mind. That's why you got these swords here. But you got the 9 of 9s, but you also got the Ace of 9s. Okay, so these thoughts, these lower vibrational type of thoughts coming from your lower self, can be, they can disappear. You know, they can be resolved. When you want to change something, you have to change your thinking. So know that you can achieve what it is that you want to achieve. You have to start believing and thinking that those achievements can definitely come to you. So what I'm going to do now is choose from the Sacred Travelers deck. What does Pile 4's higher self want them to know? What does Pile 4's higher self want them to see? What path should Pile number 4 be taking? Those who chose divine wisdom guides me. Okay, so you got navigating by the stars. Follow your bliss. I also want to say that these 3 cards came out for you. This is the only pile that got 3 cards. I was only choosing 5, but 3 cards popped out for you. Pile number 4. So I do think that they really want, your higher self really wants you to understand that you are, you're okay. You know, you are what you think you are. When you think that you are, as great as you think you are, that's true. You actually are. You are a divine being, okay? You are that talented. You are that creative. You are that gifted. You are a great person. Yes. So you have to stop waiting till you're even greater. Like, you're like, no, I'm not great enough. I need to wait till I'm, this great to actually live and enjoy my life. And that's not the case, but you will be triumphant over those thoughts. So, navigating by the stars. I'm going to read it. So, trust your gut. Have faith that a higher power is directing your life, okay? Divine wisdom guides me. Also, loving the blues. Allow your life decisions to be dictated by what opens your heart and by what brings you joy. Relax, be patient, follow your bliss. Your life is divinely guided. Oh my goodness. All is going according to a wonderful plan for your life. Be confident that all is well. Oh my gosh. What were we just saying? Sometimes you can't see the road ahead. But when you become still, you can feel the right way to go. It's like navigating by the stars. You might not be able to see every detail of the path for your life, but when you trust the light of the stars, your silent spirit, guardians, and the joy of your guiding North Star to navigate in the darkness In the morning light, you find yourself at the right place at the right time. Okay. So, yeah, I think you're waiting on an opportunity to act, you know. And so, I don't know. Okay. I'm telling you that you have what it takes to reach that goal that you're trying to reach. Okay. But ultimately, if you're tapping in to your gut, you're tapping into the most high, and like, yeah, it's time now, then go forth. Okay, go forth and accomplish that. Okay, so I'm also going to choose a couple of shamanic healing cards for you. Okay, Divine Spirit, what healing messages do you have for pile number 4, please? Pile number 4. Those who chose Divine Wisdom guides me. What healing messages do you have for pile number 4, please? Okay. Discernment. The blues are popping out. What healing messages do you have for pile number 4, please? Reunion of souls. Okay. So discernment, if you don't know what discernment is, I really suggest that you look that word up so you understand it. But you being wise enough to make those decisions, you knowing who and what to trust. You marking things off, the pros and the cons of a thing, you being discerning, you not just leaping out, which I don't think you have a problem with, but I think you need to be more discerning when it comes to yourself and just trusting yourself. I think you may have been overly discerning of yourself, but I do want to read this reunion of souls. And it's funny because discernment is number 6 and then reunion of souls is number 7. So actually, I'm going to just go ahead and read both of them. I'm not going to read all of discernment because it's pretty long. But it seems like they go together in order. So, so the lesson here, as in the previous card, is to be present, not label or judge, and let the energy feeling wash through you. Once you do this, notice where in your body you feel the effects of the emotion. Does your heart open up? Does your belly hurt? Does your throat get tight? Your head can lie to you, but your body never does. It is easy to become overwhelmed. Make a habit of making your first response to overwhelming energy, wow, that's interesting, instead of what's wrong with me. Okay, so it's like when you're having those feelings, when you, like I said, trust your gut. Navigating by the stars told you, trust your gut. So, like when you're feeling that something is not right, you exploring that, you understanding. Why do I feel like this is not right? It's probably not the way I should go. Okay, so reunion of souls. When a person comes into your life to teach you a lesson, no matter the human form, no matter the human experience, this agreement is based in love. The human experience may have been painful and extremely challenging. Acknowledge the depth of love needed for this contract to take place and then let them go. The experience may have been profoundly moving but ended abruptly and without reason. Again, be grateful and move on. Cherish the lessons and move forward into your life the way it was meant to be. Alternately, this card signifies a profound soulmate relationship, whether it be between lovers, friends, or parents and children. Cherish the gift given. Okay, so it's saying, we appear in each other's lives to assist one another, and before We were here walking the earth. We were souls, and we made an agreement to meet each other and to come in contact with one another. So it's not all by chance. So, okay. It's a lot of needing to trust that's coming up in this reading. Needing to trust yourself and believe in yourself, trusting your gut, being discerning of others, and also, when those real relationships come about, acknowledging them, keeping those people close to you. That's really important because we don't want to be alone. Like, she's here, she's not alone. I really feel like, with this reading in particular, she is holding on to her future self, and she wants to kind of prepare for her future, and make sure she's doing all the right things to, have a prosperous and great future. Okay, so lastly, I am going to choose from the Rummy, for final angel messages of guidance, higher self messages. Oh, all of my cards are just dropping everywhere. Okay, so. What guidance do you have for pile number 4, please? Those who chose divine wisdom guides me. Divine spirit. This wants to come out really bad. Okay, so Merciful Mother Jamal. Jamal? I think it's Jamal. I'm going to go with that. Okay, so let's see what it says. Merciful. 44. It's at the end. Okay, so like I've been explaining, these are very long. So I'm going to try to cut it up a little bit. Okay, so you, blazing angel, capable of so much, you evoke the testing hand of life. Why not when you cannot fail? Yet in your sweet surrender, how can the great beloved not respond in kind and offer you solace, comfort, and mercy? For not all success must be hard won. Can you imagine this? The sweet face of the all-powerful. It shines upon you as the love emanating from the Holy Mother's eye, the golden radiance of her body and the gentleness of her touch. This is your birthright now, your divine inheritance, the mercy of the all-merciful. Let it soften the hard edges of your life and your being and bring you to the grace that is deserved. This oracle brings you a message. There is a shift taking place now in a matter of great importance to you. From Jalal to Jamal, from justice to mercy. This is your path, your destiny, and your blessing now opening up before you. It may be a particular matter, however, it likely includes your entire life orientation. You are being granted refuge, respite, and shelter from the storms of struggle and doubt. Okay, and being given in divine sanctuary a safe harbor. You shall find that the unraveling of the struggle and pain now happens through tenderness, a gentler approach. You are also being asked to take stock of your own thoughts and attitudes, right? Those swords. Having to be tough and play hardball in the past has served its purpose. Yet this oracle comes to you with guidance to become softer in your way of in your attitude. Like I was saying, I think you are just putting a lot of pressure on yourself to be like great and to be perfect, and like you're not perfect enough right now, but that's just not true. Can you gently but firmly place to one side the judge within, the one who keeps score and demands retribution, an eye for an eye, the exponent of absolute justice? Can you invite instead the one who gentles the aggressive lord within and allows him to bow before the great lady who loves, is wise, and who steadies the workings of the world with the softest of touches? Don't fear that if you suddenly give yourself a break, all your discipline, hardness, toughness, and suffering will go to waste. Exactly. No, all things provide learning and serve divine purpose. But now there is no reason to continue in that way. It is time to learn another way. You are strong enough now to become gentle. Yes. You have more power. You are being told now that you can stand your ground and remain in your strength without having to become aggressive or hard. You have more power than you realize, and it is now, and it is in your being. It is not in your ability to control others or manipulate situations, for such actions are unworthy of a being of your magnitude and are unnecessary for your success. You are also being given the message that your prayers are powerful. Although action in the world is a part of your soul purpose and plan, when you pray, have conviction that your prayers are real, are heard, and are responded to by the great universal heart. So pray carefully and thoughtfully. Be present and speak as if you were speaking to your dearest, oldest, and most influential and powerful friend, because of course that is exactly what you are doing. Pray from the heart and trust in the power of your prayers. There is no limit to what you can pray about. Nothing too unspiritual or unworthy, nothing, so pray. This oracle brings you the message that the great power of compassion is reaching for you, that it wants to help you, but it's waiting for you to ask. So ask, then you shall receive. Okay, and this is much different. This card is like a very vibrant yellow. Okay, it's much different than all these other cards that you have. So I think it's definitely important for you to know that you need to relieve yourself of these terrible thoughts of thinking that you're not good enough. Yeah, you need to let that go. You need to let that part go. Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to do is read the card that you chose. So, of course, you chose the Divine Wisdom Guides Me. And it says, I am guided throughout this day. I'm making the right choices. Divine intelligence continuously guides me in the realization of my goals. I am safe. Yes. Perfect. Okay, pile number 4, that was your reading. I hope that this assisted you, helped you, resonated with you even just a little bit. If so, please like this video. I would really appreciate it. And if you have not, please subscribe to my channel. Also, leave a comment if you like to share what you felt about this video. Hopefully, I see you in my next reading or my next video. Peace and love.